And this was always the age-old thing about the SEC. They really knew how to roll, no pun intended, with the Alabama success in terms of getting the right people involved who were willing to get a return on their investment that was based on pride, whether it was their just local support of their state school, of their local school, of their own alma mater, or maybe their own piece of ownership, if you will, that this was my contribution towards the team having success. That's kind of a marshmallow way of putting into the ether what was really happening. Now, what we're seeing is an actual business model coming to the forefront of operating college athletics. And today we're going to talk about obviously basketball and what's happening at Carolina. This is becoming more formal. And I remember having these conversations as far back as maybe 5 or 6 years ago. The company that I was working with provided an ancillary benefit to an employee base. There's a assistance fund that normal employees get that your employer gives you to kind of to live. Now you might have to pay into that and buy that, but the ones that really thrive actually provide that to their employees at no cost. And I remember going to places like Texas and Baylor, and this was not just for basketball, but really for all of the athletes, and saying, are you prepared to give benefits to your students when they become employees? And it's very tricky slope, Mike. When you have a 1099 employee base, which is for most part what's going to happen with these athletes, they're going to have to claim some taxes here too. There's a lot to unpack in how we get to this point, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
I think college athletics can go out and find things to help the Olympic sports that maybe don't demand salary as much as basketball, or maybe don't have as much NIL demand outside of the few gymnasts and Olympic sports that play at higher levels and then come into a collegiate campus.